How's everybody doing today? It's been a while since I last uploaded. But we're back into uploading, and to start off this video, I'm going to be showcasing my very own custom plushies. So, for my very first custom is this Sonic the Hedgehog hat. Now what originally happened was I was going to use a Russian pattern. Thing is, I can't read Russian, and finding the English version, I found it, but no pictures was with it, so I did not know what I was doing. And apparently I did something wrong. I can't remember what it is, but I decided to stop it off here and turn it into a hat. The spikes are based off the Mohawk style from Caltoy and the original 90s Sonic cartoon. Now this hat is able to fit on characters like Mario. We have a bald Mario here, and if you put it on like so, it fits just like a hat. Now here is the second custom, or the first one, since this isn't actually a plush compared to the hat. And for the first time, I think I did a pretty good job. The mouth is paper, and I glued it on to the felt, and surprisingly it stayed on pretty well. The stitching is definitely not the greatest. It has improved a little on the course of my other plushes, but for beginners, the stitching is really bad. Now the pattern I used for this was the old version of Blop's custom plush for making Sonic or Shadow, and this is semi-filled with stuffing, and I believe one of them is filled with paper bags. I am not sure which. Right here. This one is not hard to hear, but it's in there. I ran out of stuffing. Yeah, this is the first Sonic, and oh, wanted to point out, you notice he is facing in a certain direction. This is kind of on accident, because when I sewed on the head to the body, the way I had it, it is facing sideways, so I decided to improvise and sew the eyes and stuff and the muzzle and the mouth to face to the right, so it's gonna be looking like this. Otherwise, yeah, this is alright for the first time. Our third custom is Ristar. If you don't know who this is from the Sega Genesis. He hasn't got any games since. He really should, but this is Ristar. Now this one was completely made by hand, no pattern, and this is actually fully made out of paper bags, I think. I think there's almost no stuffing in this one, and it's not loud or anything. I don't think y'all can hear it, but that's what it's filled with. And then the feet is definitely not the greatest. I definitely could have improved this if I tried to do this again. And then the mouth and the eyebrows, didn't know how to sew a mouth or eyebrows, so I got a Sharpie and drew it on. And then the star isn't the greatest. I am not good at drawing stars or cutting them out, so yeah, this is Ristar. And here is our fourth Sonic plush, which is a massive improvement. The stitching has gotten a bit better. It's not the greatest then, because as you can see, this is open. I just haven't bothered to sew it back, and I used the newest version of Blop's pattern, Modern Sonic and Shadow pattern. And if you don't know who this is Super Sonic Blue. He is not like an official form of Sonic. This is custom and based off of Super Saiyan Blue and from Dragon Ball Z. I think I did a pretty good job. I can definitely improve it if I try to do it again. Like add a mouth, maybe a bigger muzzle, and probably the eyes can do a bit working on, and stitching of course. But otherwise, I was very impressed when I finished making this. Our 5th custom here is Jerry from 1,000 Year Door, I believe. I can't remember, but this is a Bob-omb character. I used the stitching is a lot better. You can barely see it. I don't know how that hole got there. Probably was a bit rushed there. The eyes were a bit close, and then this is the cherry stick, or the fuse if for the actual bomb. This one was extremely tedious to work because it was completely sewn. The way it's cut out, I had to turn that inside out, which was extremely difficult, but I was able to get it done. And I'm really impressed on this plush. I would definitely making more Bob-omb characters, and that will be showed in the next custom showcase when I make them. Now, our final custom with this custom plush showcase is Starlo from Mario and Luigi RPG games. And first time actually sewing a mouth, I believe I did pretty good in my opinion. And then the star. So what I did was I cut out the brown part of the star and the yellow part and then the white part, and then I had to sew it both sides. It's one full piece. It is not flipped out or anything. I just sewed this part and then I sewed this part on the other side, and then connected it along this edge on the side of her head. The feet, they were pretty hard to do, but they were also easy at the same time. But we got it done. And then the eyes, they feel too big and maybe a little bit separated, but it's just how the eyes look based on the artwork. But I think based on representation on actual Starlo, I think I did a pretty good job. Well, that's the end of this custom plush showcase. I hope you enjoyed this video because I do want to start making more custom plush showcases, as making more plushes means I can make more of this and show my plushes to y'all. So leaving a like is heavily appreciated. And if you like, you can also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the future videos. Until next time, peace.